like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to put my thoughts on this particular case, or this Tupac case, that's unsolved. Me personally, I think the dude would have been still alive. He'd have probably been in prison, but I think he'd still been alive. For the simple fact that if he wouldn't have put his hands on Orlando Anderson, everything would have been Gucci. But then you still got to look at the fact that Puff Daddy coerced the Southside Crips, to kill Tupac as well as Suge Knight. And what I mean by coercion, meaning by asking a question, I got problems. Do you think that you can handle that? We call that in law enforcement, that's coercion. Stirring up a narrative that's not going on right now, but trying to cause one. Basically, stir up some drama. Especially drama that you don't want when you're talking about homicides. You're going to be dealing with the FBI, DEA, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. You're going to be dealing with like 3 different divisions, especially if like guns is involved. You know what I mean? I just think it's just crazy that Tupac this case is still not solved. Even Christopher Wallace case is not solved. Even if it is solved, then how come it's not announced out there that the murder is solved? I don't get it, bro. We're talking about 30 years. We're talking about a cold case of Christopher Wallace and Tupac Shakur. Like, come on, yo. Let me make it make sense to me. But like I said, man, that's just my personal observation. I don't know why this case is still going damn well. There's a lot of evidence out there that's pointing the fingers at Puff Daddy and other people that's involved in this homicide, but who's to say if anybody got brought in for questioning? And if they did, just it wasn't nothing really crucial. Well, so they can say, oh, we got this suspect to unalive the Tupac Shakur. I'm sorry. We don't have that. We don't have that announcement. We just got cold cases. But we're gonna go back on this case, yo. And we're gonna read this book some more. This title is called Eye for an Eye, yo. I don't know why they called it Eye for an Eye, but we're gonna find out why they called it an Eye for an Eye. Let me read this fine print that Keepy D wrote down. It says, but if there is serious injury, you are to take life for a life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Holy Bible, NIV version of the Bible. Exodus chapter 21, verse 23 through 24. Now, we're going to get to this book. Now, remember, parental discretion is advised. Okay? We don't know what to expect out of this particular parts of chapter of the book. Now, I'm ready to start this off because it's 5 pages, but it's like back and front. So it's like grand total of 10 actual pages grand total. So I'm ready to get started, alright? The night before Biggie got killed, me and my 2 homies, Bubble Up and Uchi, went to the House of Blues on Sunset Boulevard to see our Southside homie Davey Wavy, who was Mac 10's manager. That night, they were having a post-homage album release party for my homie, rest in peace, dog, Easy E, who had passed away that year. And the cause of death was AIDS. Davy Wavy was up in the VIP section, and he screamed down when he saw us. Yo, Keefy D, your boy Puffy up here. We went up to the VIP section. We saw Snoop Dogg, Willie McGinnis, and Lil Blue. They were all from the 20s. Insane down in Long Beach. Biggie and Puffy that came into town to promote Biggie's new album, Life After Death. Puffy came over, we greeted each other, and he said, "Yo, Playboy, what's up, dog?" I was like, "Nothing, just chilling." Once, the House of Blues party was over. My homies Bubble Up, Uchi, and I was sitting in the front venue in a rental car trying to get some bitches. I was sitting in the passenger seat, and Uchi was in the back seat. One of my homies was like, "Yo, cuz, there's that nigga Puffy over there." One of my homies observed. "Yo, cuz, who's that he walking with, cuz? I know they ain't Vivica Fox." I was like, "Yeah, that's her. If it wasn't her, it must have been an identical twin or something." They were all walking out of the House of Blues together. I yelled out, "What's up, homie?" Puffy turned his head in our direction to see who was calling. When he saw me, he strolled over to the car and came up to the window. Puffy's eyes got real wide and his heart started racing when he got to the car and saw 3 niggas in the car with some high-powered guns on our laps. It got so dangerous in our hood. 5 of our homies had already died. I could hit the corner right now and die. It was that thick outside. My nephew, Baby Lane, got a bullet struck to his head and was shot with an AK-47, both of his knees, in an internal neighborhood feud. That hurt me to see my inner circle beefing with each other. I miss my nephew. Puffy was unaware of all the trauma that was going on in the hood. He was visually shooken by our menacing presence. Puffy still hadn't paid our asses yet for the money that he promised that we would get once we killed Tupac. He thought the straps were for him, but it was for our protection. Because remember I told you, our hood was beefing with each other. Puffy bent down at the car window to share some activities they had planned in a couple of days. And Puffy was like, "Yo, Playboy, man, tomorrow afternoon, we're giving a basketball game at Cal State. I already told you about the party tomorrow night. We're giving it at the Peterson Museum. Then we're going to have a picnic at the Spelling Daddy's house the following day. Y'all need to come through there, homie." When he finished, he nervously backed up and walked off. He didn't pay attention to the beautiful ass women he was walking with outside when he came to our damn car with his scary ass. He was so scary. He kept his eye on us. And plus, this was another thing too. Remember when I told you I saw that nigga Snoop Dogg at the club? In the back of my mind, I was shaking my head and was wondering, like, why the hell Snoop Dogg is hanging with Puff? That didn't make sense to me. The next day, a few of us showed up to the basketball game at Cal State. Puffy was up there with Missy Elliott. We ran into Corrupt and Daz from the Dog Pound. Snoop Dogg was there also. The only one that was acting like he was a super crip was Daz. When I went to federal prison, Daz made a song that had a subliminal message that I didn't like at all. My homeboy Bubble Up, and I ran into that nigga in Compton at one of my homie weed spots not long after I got out of the feds. I approached that nigga. I was like, nigga, do you know who we are? Daz was like, nah. I don't even know who you are, homie. I was like, nigga, I'm Keefy D from Southside, nigga. His eyes lit up like silver dollars, nigga, I'm trying to tell you. He already took a S in his pants. What's all that S you was talking, nigga? Nigga, you're a rapper. You'll get your ass beat and get effed up out of here, homie. You up here talking S. Sound dumb as hell, nigga. Daz was like, yo, man, I was brainwashed, man. It's not even like that, man. I was brainwashed by Suge. That's how we eat, homie. I was like, nigga, you eating with the wrong effing people, nigga. For real, you better get the hell out of here, bitch. He was scared to death, shaking like Don Knotts. I could see the look in his eyes that he wasn't claiming who he was. Another case of a rapper who wasn't really about the life claiming like he was. After the basketball game, we arranged to meet up with Zip. The bar next to the rooftop of the pool at the Hyatt Hotel on Sunset Boulevard. When we arrived, Zep was already up there with Keyshawn Johnson, the wide receiver from the New York Jets. We met them at the hotel, got fresh, and headed out to the Peterson Museum. There was about 15 Southsiders at the party that night. We out there having some fun. Puff and Biggie were both sitting on the thrones wearing black b-boy hats, surrounded by buckets of bottles. They were doing it big by then. We had been at the party about 15 minutes when my phone rang. Ring, 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 ring. What's up, cuz? It was my people from Grape Street. What's up, big dog? We out here trying to get in, cuz. How many people you got with you, homie? Hold up. There's about 9 of us, cuz. Alright. Say less, hold tight. Let me see what I can do, homie. I told one of the bad boy bodyguards we needed like 5 more tickets, but he can only get 6. Damn. When the 6 dudes from Grape Street came in, one of them came over to me and said, "Yo, cuz, the blood niggas are out there, cuz." I was like, "How deep out there, homie?" He was like, "Not as deep as us, cuz." I saw DJ Quick, Theo, the Asian on radio personality that used to work for the radio station The Beat. And they were out there with about 8 other blood niggas that I already recognized. Somebody must have already told Puffy that we were in the building, because he came over to where we was and he whispered, "Oh man, I'm glad y'all made it, big dog. But I'm just letting you know, homie, FBI's in the building. They've been following me ever since I've been out here in LA. I don't want to get y'all caught up with my heat, man. So I need y'all to stand down. Just be cool for right now." There was no way I was going to talk to him about anything serious after he told me that. Puffy handed me 2 bottles of Dom Perignon and a bottle of Cristal and said, "Yo, Playboy, y'all have a good time and good night." As Puffy started to turn and walk away, I mentioned to Puffy up close and told him, "Y'all need to be careful, homie. Them blood niggas are out there." In particular, there were 2 broads from Death Row that were inside the party. They should not have been there at all. Their only purpose in that party was to set up Puffy and Biggie. I already saw it coming, but the bad boy crew didn't see it. Puffy told me that the FBI been following him all around LA. So I guess he thought we were going to be protected by them mother effers. After Puffy gave us the bottles, we went to one of the corners and threw our own little party. Once we started burning that California weed, Janet Jackson, Aaliyah, and all kinds of people came over there. They can smell the aroma of the weed. Ricky Bell, or Bell Bill DeVoe, followed us all around the whole night like he was on our side or something. We had a ball that night. Every superstar football player that you named that was in that mother effer. It was the baddest party I've ever been in my life. We were just looking super fly. People couldn't look at us and tell that we weren't Crips, because we didn't dress like the stereotype street thugs. We would buy expensive suits, crocodile shoes, all kinds of fly S. I might fly to New York tonight just to have dinner and then fly on my way back to LA. It's just how we roll, man. Stop in Cleveland, check on my money. Those black credit cards that celebrities carry off and cut off after you spend too much money. I know from hanging around with niggas like Eazy-E, his S used to cut off Meanwhile, I have $30,000 or $40,000 in my pocket. My S wasn't cut off. I had 2 to 3 million sitting in my house in my damn closet. Back in the late 80s and the early 90s, our crew used to be on the Sunset Strip having a ball all damn night. For like 10 years straight. Life on the Strip was popping. Club scene, comedy store, the Century Club on Sunday night, Paradise on Sunday. Britney Spears, then would be in our nuts at the same time. I believe that the Kardashian sisters, Kim and Courtney and Khloe and Parrish, they all was hanging on the Sunset Strip back in the day when we was balling real dumbass heavy. Them bitches would have been on our team if they knew how we was balling. Bitches love gangsters. In fact, they're addicted to gangsters. I'm not talking about gangbangers. I'm talking about gangsters. I would drink Remy Martin XO in the daytime and Louis 13 at night. The bottles was like $1,300. I had a connect that would bring some cases at a discount. I remember one day my wife drunk up all my Louis and put some VSOP in the bottle. You're supposed to drink the Louis 13 warm, so I pulled a little bit out and put it in the microwave for 30 seconds so it would go down nice and smooth. After I warmed it up and started drinking it with my pinky finger out, and my wife was like, "Nigga, do you know you're drinking VSOP?" One thing I never did get involved was trying to supply none of them damn celebrities. They used to hang at the strip parties. Go to jail real quick messing with them freaking niggas. Poly people, they junkies when it comes to that stuff, man. That Sunset S, you get your ass caught up with the feds. They be up there in them clubs all day and all night just partying, just partying, just partying. Plus, I was bigger than that. I was selling keys. I don't even touch that stuff. All I do is do the negotiations at the breakfast table. I never touched the S. Once the negotiations were done, I wait on the money to come in. You couldn't even talk to me because my crew had my ass protected. Before the fire marshal came to close the mother effer down because there was too many people effing inside, the valets started bringing people their cars. We were still standing there waiting for our vehicles. Biggie came up first. He saw us and rolled down his window. And Biggie asked us a question like, "Yo, man, we at the Beverly Hilton. Y'all come up there and bring some California weed, big dog." Biggie was a cool brother. He liked smoking California orange weed. Then Puffy came up. We gave each other a dap and he said, "Yo, Playboy, don't forget about tomorrow. We're giving a barbecue at Ernst Spelling House in Dohan Drive." Biggie pulled off first, then Puffy pulled off right behind him. He made a right turn. About 3 minutes later, somebody ran back in our direction screaming, "They shot Biggie! They shot Biggie!" I didn't hear any shots because we were under the parking structure. Then my boy Uchi ran back up there to see what was going down. Yo, they just shot Biggie, man. I was like, what? Yeah, they just killed Biggie. I'm like, damn, what the F? Biggie was dead 10 minutes later. Officers from LAPD came and started escorting people out of there. Not long after Biggie's killing, rumors started swirling the South Side had killed Biggie. What the F? That's when Puffy began distancing himself from us. He was likely scared to death, thinking we're going after his ass next. Well, that was it, y'all. That was eye for an eye. And I would assume the eye for an eye was a retaliation for the death and shooting of Tupac Shakur. So now Biggie is dead, which I think is real sad and crazy. You're talking about an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I don't even think that was really justified for real, what happened to Christopher. Because what happened to Christopher has nothing to do with Tupac. Like, do you hear how retardedly petty that sound, nigga? You killed one man because another man got killed on a different scenario. Like, it's almost like you take my toy and then I'm gonna take your toy. Like teenagers, that's how they carry. They carry like teenagers. Like, it's real dumb, yo. I'm gonna take yours and you take mine. It's a dumb argument. Don't you know that real life is real? This is not fantasy world, yo. When people get killed with guns, there's no coming back from that, yo. Like, it's nothing to play with. Guns are nothing to play with, period. I don't even understand why niggas get guns, period. Especially if niggas don't have the training or the licensing. Only ones should be carrying firearms are armed security, special security with special units and assignments, law enforcement officers. That's just about it. Civilians should not be having no firearms because they don't know what the hell they're doing. For one, two, they don't have the proper training. Three, they just don't have the proper training. Like, you carry a firearm that's automatic 5 years. 5 years, probably hard labor. Don't let no bodies be on the gun. You got bodies on that gun, you want to get nailed with the bodies on the gun, or how about this one? Can you please tell us where you got that gun from? The kind of nigga that niggas are today, I plead the fifth, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Nigga, you know damn well you got it from your homeboy at a dirt cheap ass price. And then you call yourself not snitching, quote unquote. That's an honorable thing. First and foremost, nigga. If your dumb ass buy a burner, keyword, burner, not a real gun, not a licensed gun where so you can actually get it from the gun store. I'm talking about a burner pistol that you get on the street. Alright? Nigga tell you like, yo, ain't nothing on there and all this and all that. Scratched off serial numbers, other people's fingerprints. You don't know the gun had bodies on it and all that. You got bodies on that gun, nigga. You just as held as accountable as the last nigga that actually used it. You just as guilty as that nigga. Why? Because whatever's going on with that particular brand of firearm got bodies on it. And then when you get bodies on it and you saying that it wasn't you, alright, if it wasn't you, then where you get the gun from? You see what I'm saying? Like, everything falls back on your dummy. Like, for real, because everything is like brought back to you for the simple fact that you the last nigga with the gun. You see what I'm saying? And then they're gonna ask you like wild questions. Well, where did you get the gun from? How did you get it? Did you know that this gun had this on it, that on it? Did you also know that the serial numbers on the firearm has been scratched off? And most likely you're gonna tell them no, and no, I did not know. But you're not gonna know until the aftermath when it's too late. You see what I'm getting at? So the life you may save may be your own. If you want to get a gun, do it the right way. Go to class, go to school, and not worrying about worry and carry. This worry and carry is for armed security, police officers, FBI agents. That's what they for. You feel me? But we can talk about that at another time. But I just want to put that out there. The book is pretty good, yo. So now we got Tupac dead, and now we got Biggie dead. You feel me? Biggie died around March. Pac died around September. Like that, September, October, November, December, January, February, and March. That was 6 months after Tupac died. That's messed up, bro. But we're gonna sit back and still dissect this book and send me your comments, and we're gonna get right back with it. Peace, and I'm out.
If you reach for my chain, I'm going to send your ass to God. Don't ask me about my pieces or you will see Jesus. I'm just letting you know, if you so happen to look at my chain, I'm going to blow your ass off. If you so happen to ask, bro, hero, can I touch your chain? I'm going to blow your ass off. If you so happen to just stare at my chain, I'm going to blow your ass